Okay, so I got to see Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey. I know it's called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, but they changed the name like yesterday or a day ago, a few days ago. So basically, I just watched this movie. I've seen it once before. I saw it like last week. I didn't get a chance to review it though. This movie's not half bad. I mean, it's a very fun popcorn flick. I mean, I know I'm not the target demographic. It's more, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's I'm not the target demographic. But this movie's a lot of fun. I mean, I've seen people either like loving it or hating it, and I don't want to say I'm in the middle. Like, I enjoy this movie a lot. There are really good things about this movie, and there are things that don't necessarily work about this movie. Harley Quinn, I mean, half the time, like a quarter of the time it misses, but for the most part, she's enjoyable to watch. Like, she's annoying, but not in the kind where I want to like rip my head off kind of annoying. Like, she's watchable. The rest of the cast doesn't get nearly as much screen time as her. Like Huntress and the Black Canary. They don't get nearly enough time to justify that, but at the same time, they're also really cool additions. I found myself really liking Huntress, and I wanted to see a lot more of her, because she was really cool. Like, she was badass. But they didn't give them a lot of screen time. Like, they give them some at the end, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough of them in the beginning 2 acts. That's another thing. The narrative in it kind of goes back and forth. Like, a scene will play out, and then about 10 minutes later, Harley will be like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you this about this scene," and then we go back to the scene, and sometimes it works. Like, the beginning, it kind of worked a little bit, and then like after I want to say 30-40 minutes, it gets repetitive really easily, and you're kind of like, okay, why didn't you just, like, you could have just shown us that. It would have been good. And there's like a lot of underdeveloped characters in this movie, which, I mean, it doesn't destroy the experience, but at the same time, you're kind of like, oh, I wanted more out of them. Black Mask, Ewan McGregor, you can tell he's having a lot of fun. So like, when he's on screen, you're having a lot of fun watching him, because he's like this big hammy villainous big corporation, like everything is mine, pretentious kind of guy, and he's really fun to watch. I mean, like, he's hamming it up, but at the same time, it's really enjoyable to watch. And so you kind of wish you had more of that from everybody else, but the other cast members are kind of like not as prominent in the movie, which, like, it kind of stinks, because you want to see more of Black Canary and the Huntress, and I don't remember what her name was, her and Cassandra Cain. Like, Cassandra Cain, she's a big part of this movie, but you don't really feel like you know her. You kind of just feel like she's kind of just a plot point. Other than that, I mean, it's still a really fun movie. Like, I had a blast watching this movie. There's a lot of action in it. It does have a bit of the slow-mo problem some of the other DC movies have, but it's not nearly as bad. But it is still in there. So if that's something that like really annoys you, then this movie will annoy you. I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend this movie. It's a fun movie. I mean, like, if you're expecting something Oscar worthy, this isn't it. But like, if you're just like, hey, you know what, I wanna go get the girls, get the guys, I just want to go see a fun movie. I mean, this is a fun movie. This is something you could watch and just pop it in. So that's what I would give it. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's not like groundbreaking, but it's still a really fun movie, and I'd recommend it.